say choices. Yeah, you're gonna have to be a lot louder than that. Everyone say choices. Alright, Les, I'm gonna be honest with you. We could choose to waste this time taking cheap shots at things like Janop's face. DeMarzo's age. Or Marzullo for any number of reasons.
Yep, it's true. Can't clap and hold us at the same time.
And sure, we can choose to debate Joe Furco's decision-making ability, Pat Lee's intense desire to one day become Italian, or Eric Most, for just being Eric Most. But those are easy targets. So instead, I'm going to save all of us some time and not mention any of them. Let me hear you say choices.
Choices!
You're getting better. I think if these past 4 years have taught our class anything, it's how important the choices we make are in determining our successes and failures. You see before you 4 different topics. Go ahead and show them, guys.
What is it? What does it say? Huh? I can't see them. Oh, wait. LA 10.
Each one of these topics relates to a different choice we've made these past 4 years. So today, you are going to choose the order of this speech by shouting out which topic you want me to discuss.
What?
So let me hear you say choices.
Choices.
All right, go ahead and choose. What should we talk about first?
Which one? You just
Mike. Okay, we're going to go with Mike. The great Michelangelo, and for my friends from Warrenville, I'm not talking about the Ninja Turtle. The great artist Michelangelo once said, "I am still learning." Every day at South, we have a choice to learn something new or to stay the same. For the past 4 years, I've learned that some of the greatest lessons we'll take from this place were never taught to us from a PowerPoint slide. I've learned that true friendship transcends social groups and cliques and who you sit with at lunch. But I've also learned that e-lunch sucks and will always suck.
It's true, too. I had D-lunch.
I've learned about the power of surrounding myself with positive people. I've learned to recognize my fears and insecurities and not let them take control. And I've learned that smiling at a stranger in the hall is enough to guarantee a new Facebook friend. But I've also learned how to hide that same person if they turn out to be a little creepy. I've learned here at South that I have more in common with every single person in this room than I was ever able to admit. Except for Brendan Hack, Pat O'Shea, and pretty much everyone else I promised I would put in the speech but didn't make the final cut. And finally, I've learned here at South, like Mike, that the essence of life is learning more about life. Everybody say choices.
Choices.
All right, choose. What should we talk about next? LA 10. The poet E. Cummings wrote, "It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are." The choice here, are we happy being ourselves, or are we trying to be someone we're not? With constant pressure to conform and an overwhelming need for peer approval, I wanted to say how much I learned at South about the importance of learning to accept and even love ourselves for who we are on the inside. With that being said, I know some of the guys in our class have made the choice to spend their weekends fake baking their bodies at LA Tan. Now, I'm not going to mention any names. You know who you are, Chris. Roman. Angicon? Every day in these halls, we had a choice not to appreciate our own uniqueness, but to accept those around us for who they were, regardless of faith, appearance, or sexual orientation. Anyway, back to you guys who go tanning. Adam Lambert called and said, "Hey boys, nice tans. I'm counting on your votes tonight." Everybody say choices.
Choices.
All right, choose. What should we go with next? 95%. So I was talking to Brian Seaback last week at the senior Where's Brian? Brian Seebeck? Raise your hand. There he is, Brian Seebeck. So I was talking to Brian at the senior breakfast last week when he said, I guess if you had to group our whole class together, we're not that morally sound. The choice here is a tough one our classes had to deal with. The choice between right and wrong. Now, it is true, we do have some blemishes on our record. Forever to be remembered for our promiscuous behavior, willingness to experiment, and plethora of suspensions. Let's face it, we've turned Officer Euler into a household name. But not morally sound? To that I ask you, Brian Seebeck, is it fair to blame the entire class of 2009 for the way that 95% of us behaved? I mean, on a positive note, we have produced some incredible artistic and musical talent as seen by the show choir and band, academic excellence with our math, chess, and scholastic bowl teams, and noteworthy athletic achievements from volleyball to fast fishing. And above all, I remind you, Brian Seebeck, we recently had several court cases reduced to mere misdemeanors. Go Tigers! Everybody say choices.
Choices.
What's the last choice? E equals CQ squared. Let's try to figure out this equation. Yeah, I'm sorry, that was an awful transition. I apologize for that. Albert Einstein once said, I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. The choice here, to live in the present moment, right here in the now, or to be somewhere else. I know there's some of us out there who spend a lot of our time regretting things that happened in the past, like a broken relationship, or a lost championship, or a lost championship. Then there are those of us who are a lost championship. Then there are those of us who spend our time chasing the future, rushing to get out of here, obsessed with college and beyond. To those of you so consumed with the future, I've got to ask, have you taken a good look at your parents lately? What the hell are we rushing for? Our very own Chris Quinn said in his award-winning speech, high school often seemed like the prison sentence we had to serve for the crime of growing up. But ultimately, I believe our attitudes shape our environment and our overall experience. And while it may be difficult for some of us to admit, one of the toughest choices we've come across, the choice to be happy or unhappy, has always been our very own, and always will be. And it's a choice we'll continue to make every day for the rest of our lives. Everybody say choices.
Choices.
All right, one last time, because after me, it's just a lot of single claps and awkward middle names. I want to take a moment to thank all the teachers, coaches, and staff here at South. Our class has, well, we've definitely kept you on your toes. I know many of you are counting down the seconds until we're out of here, but I want you to know that your efforts and your patience have not gone unappreciated. Richard Bach wrote in his inspiring book, Illusions, that every person, all the events of your life, are there because you have drawn them. What you choose to do with them is up to you. So as we finish up our final hour as students in this building, I urge us to recall the lessons we have learned, the experiences we have shared, and the choices we've all made. In a world that's clearly, let's choose instead to embrace the responsibility we have to make wise choices in the future. And finally, let's choose to do everything in our power